Hello, I'm Philip Beyer. Thanks for stopping by. You know, lately it seems the Wimpy Boss syndrome keeps rearing its ugly head when we're dialoguing with potential clients concerning how to implement standard operating procedures correctly. Therefore, we felt the need to revisit an older blog called Wimpy Bosses, Cause Chaotic Confusion in Business. We've been fortunate to work with many business owners and managers for over 2 decades, but frankly, we're still running into a lot of wimpy bosses. Unfortunately, in our politically correct society, some employees are often offended by the slightest comment or reprimand, triggering an emotional defensive response, which in some cases is just a tactic used to avoid any blame for any mistake or miscommunication concerning their work. Many business owners hire what they believe to be qualified employees only to soon be met with opposition over certain requests, like following a new company policy or procedure, or God forbid, using a quality assurance checklist, even though being paid to do it. Yes, frustrating. And owners attempt to minimize work frustrations by the continual improvement of their products and services are often met with negative, offended sensibilities. Okay, it's time to vent on that which offends me these days. Of course, hopefully in love. No, I'm not going to list my own arguable grievances with today's society, as it would take too long and many for sure would be offended. But there's a particular issue that has come up way too often in our conversations as system analysts and software developers. As I said at the beginning of this video, we still keep coming across a lot of wimpy bosses. Over the past several decades, owners have found themselves buried in ever-increasing taxes, regulations, and for some, diminishing profits. And some even struggle just to keep their doors open due to poor economies or inflation. Gratefully, some of these owners have sought our help in systemizing their business, as to minimize their waste, which for many small businesses is $100,000 plus per year. However, most owners don't even know that. But that's a whole nother video. Many of these courageous owners had risked everything in order to start a new or buy an existing business. Truth is, many owners are challenged to become as lean and efficient as possible, to keep workers employed, for which many consider them as family. Also, to maintain and have the time to grow their business. Okay, I've chased that rabbit enough. This is why I'm offended. There are some owners who more and more have succumbed to certain political correctness, and as a result, it has caused owners to wimp out in the face of opposition and demands from some employees for which they've hired in good faith. And owners' rightful expectations, when met with constant grievances, will lose the courage to address those expectations head on. It seems we've heard that some employees express offense even at being called workers. God forbid these same types of PC-driven employees should have to think of their employer as the boss. What is it with some people today that makes them feel entitled to equal status even as a new hire? They seem to lack the ability to show respect for those who have seniority or ownership in the business that provides their livelihood. You know, when I was a young, worker, an apprentice in a printing shop in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, I was excited just to find myself employed. I was happy to make money of my own and able to buy things with what I earned. The boss was my boss, with years of experience and willingness to trust me to work for him. I had enough respect for his ownership, so it never occurred to me to resent him or be offended because of his position and authority over me. I was willing to learn that I might become a boss one day. That thought came true. So it's offensive to me to now see certain employees in many companies causing problems for their employers and coworkers due to their offended sensibilities. However, it's even more offensive to me to listen to the complaints of an employer, the owner, who has given in to such foolishness. I wish I had $1 for every owner who asks us the following questions. How do I get my employees to follow company procedures or use quality control checklists? I can't get them to do it. Well, let me think. Plead with them? Get down on your knees and beg them to do the job for which they were hired and paid? Tell them how great they're doing because you are lucky just to have them around. Or you could offer them a raise, maybe even equal pay with you and everyone else in the company. If that's the answer, then it doesn't matter what they do, how long it takes them to do it, how many mistakes they make, or how many days they're absent. After all, as the owners, we don't want to be unfair if we want to be politically correct, that is. Everyone gets the same trophy, right? And customers just need to learn to have patience when their jobs or services have a few mistakes, not to mention running late. Is this the unbrave new world we are to bow down to? No, no, and no. I suggest, no, I implore you, as the owner, to eat some spinach. Take a cue from Popeye and throw the PC bullies, those Blutos, out the door. Now that would be a great system. Oh, and did I mention great systems work? They really do.